I know this was expected. We knew for a while that Lindor was going to get traded. This still feels shocking. I don't know. Just maybe it's just because it's such a big move. But Cleveland did trade Lindor, and they're sending Carrasco with him to New York, to the Mets. Carrasco is a guy who's been speculated that, if the Cleveland's really cleaning house, that he would be another guy that they would be looking to move his salary. It wasn't as big of a lock, in my opinion, that he was going to get traded this offseason. So to see them both go in the same deal, I guess, is what really packs the punch here. And there's kind of two Twins angles that I want to talk about with this trade, in addition to talking about some other things. But, for the first one is so obvious that, they're out of Cleveland. No Lindor, no Carrasco. That makes Cleveland a much worse team. I'm going to give that front office credit still, that they're probably going to be a decent team, like a middling team. I'm sure they're going to make some additions through free agency, but obviously no big ticket items. But they always seem to find a way, no matter what, no matter how many flaws their team has. They have guys that come in and step up, guys who aren't heralded as prospects emerge and end up being much better than anybody would have expected them being at the major league level. So I don't think this buries Cleveland. But it's a huge blow. Francisco Lindor, one of the best players in baseball, really, and Carlos Carrasco has been tremendous himself as a starting pitcher. So, a massive blow. Again, I don't expect Cleveland to completely fall off the map here because of this deal, but clearly good for the Twins that these guys are out of the division. My second kind of reaction to this is, this is the first big trade we've seen in a while that that it wasn't so overwhelmingly headlined by a pitching return. The guys that Cleveland got back in return, Ahmed Rosario, Andres Jimenez, Josh Wolf, and Isaiah Green. It's mostly middle infield right up front. Ahmed Rosario, as you can see here, he's been a regular with the Mets for a few years, middle infielder. And also Jimenez broke his rookie eligibility this season in 2020. These guys are both very young. As you can see here, they both have a season under their belt already in which they've posted an OPS plus over 100. A couple middle infielders who can provide some offense. Nothing to get real excited about when you're giving up Lindor there, but that's those guys are valuable. And then they added MLB Pipeline here already has their two prospects they added slotted into their system. And those are, as you can see here, Isaiah Green, who's their new number 16 prospect, and Josh Wolf, who's their new number 12. Kind of, again, I'm sure if you're a Cleveland fan and you're seeing those guys, slotted in that low, coming back in this huge trade for Lindor and Carrasco, you're probably pretty bummed. But again, back to that point I was trying to make, Wolf is the highest pitcher. He's the only pitcher involved that Cleveland got in this deal. And if we look back at most of these trades that have been happening over the past year in particular, at these returns, it's almost always been pitching focused in the returns that teams are getting. And that's one thing to me with looking at the Twins system and what they have to offer that's been kind of a concern is all these teams have been looking for pitching. What have the Twins have to give in a trade? Hitting. They have excess position player prospects, not pitching prospects. So that's been a concern. Now, could the Twins have gotten in on this deal? They certainly could have built a package similar. However, was Cleveland ever really going to be interested in trading these guys directly to Minnesota in their division? I think that would have been extremely tough to pull off. Maybe not impossible, but I think they would have asked for a little bit more from an in-division rival than they would have from what they got from the Mets. So let's just kind of jump back there. So again, you can kind of see the full breakdown. And then from the Mets perspective, I already said this after they retained Stroman, after they signed Trevor May, they were already looking like maybe my favorite NL team. And now I'm just really excited that Francisco Lindor is out of the division. I find him maybe the most difficult opposing player in the AL Central, I guess, save for former Twins, to root against. I just really find the guy super likable. It was always very hard to have him in the box and sort of rooting against him when he was playing the Twins. That's just going to be kind of nice to not have that feeling when watching him play baseball now. Then he goes to the Mets, who are already looking like a really easy team to root for, before they got him, and Carrasco. Carrasco's another guy, he's overcome a lot in his career and his life. Easy to root for. So they had these two guys, and this team, again, if you're a Trevor May fan, like Twins fans, he's really been a guy who's put himself out there and been a personality, and I think that just kind of, along with his on-the-field performance, makes him really easy to like. Now they have these other guys that they're adding to the mix, and Steve Cohen is basically making every owner in baseball look bad, so I like that. Just going out here and just spending money and trading for guys and making big moves and making waves after he bought a team for like $2.5 billion. He's still like, yeah, well, we can still keep this rolling. So pretty cool to see for them. I honestly feel bad. I can't, I should be excited and be pumped up that this team is fading away. But I honestly feel bad. If you're a Cleveland baseball fan, this is nobody deserves this. This is to have all these guys go: Kluber, Bauer, Clevenger, Carrasco, Lindor. I'm probably forgetting somebody in that mix. Well, I mean, they declined the option on Brad Hand, so I guess you could throw him in there too. Just buzzkill, just buzzkill. It has to be really hard, and especially because it's not like the team is terrible. When your team is horrible and they're doing these things to try to get some more of turn the roster over, you went for it, things didn't work, that you can kind of swallow that pill and get it from a competitive standpoint that, they're just trying to hit the reset button. The Central's there for the taking, really. If you look at some of the other divisions in baseball and the best teams in those divisions and compare that to the AL Central, and listen, the NL Central isn't anything to be afraid of either. But I'm just saying, if Cleveland would have taken this time to go for it, they could have had a really dominant run in the division here. And instead, they've just continued to break up pieces and break up that team, and it's just a bummer. And again, I should be happy and pointing and laughing at Cleveland fans right now, but it's depressing. It's depressing. And, as Twins fans, we can kind of relate to this to some degree, too. We've seen our favorite players sort of price themselves out or whatever and be traded. So this has been Tom. Thanks for checking this out. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Twins talk here on YouTube. We'll talk again soon.